Welcome in Thinkers Talk Show. And as we know, in our last episode, we talked about the family. So all our viewers, we agreed that today we shall be talking about the single parenting family. And today on the bench, we have great people of God who have come to be with us as our guests. So I just want to welcome them to introduce themselves so that we may continue. Welcome.
Hi viewers, I'm Julius Maina. I'm saved, Christ is Lord in my heart. Karibuni.
Hi viewers, I'm Jason Jiro. I'm saved. Jesus is my savior. Welcome.
Hi viewers, I'm Ruth Tariko. I'm saved. I thank God for this day. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I am your host, Alan Ochiwa, and I love the Lord as my personal savior. So today, as we talk about single parenting, we come to realize that single parenting is a situation whereby we have a lady who is living alone, and the lady has kids. We also have men who are living alone and they have kids. This might result maybe because of a divorce or a widow or being a widower, or a lady was not married. So for that scenario, she ends up being a single lady. And because we have our sister Joyce with us, who has said that she is a single lady, so I want just to pose a question to you, our sister. How has the world been treating you as a single lady in terms of, let me say, where you live? How do they see you? How do they perceive you to be? Whom do they see you to be, even at your place of work, when it comes to matters of handling you as a single lady? What do you say about that? How has they been treating you?
Okay, thank you. Again, I'm Joyce and I'm single. I'm a mother of three. I live in an environment where most of the people I live with are married. They have husbands. And I think I'm the only one in the plot that I live who is single. But I thank God. People do not view us as the best to live with. Though, if you hold yourself with dignity, they respect you. But at times, before you earn that respect, they look at you as husband snatcher. No one wants you to associate with their husband. And if you are seen maybe greeting or doing something, you see all eyes are on you. They want to see whether you're going to love the way you're going, the body language that is. And they don't talk good of us. But once you respect yourself, you work, because as a single lady, if you don't work, that is where disrespect falls. If you're not working, they see you as a husband snatcher. So, single ladies, me being one and a mother, we need to earn our living with our own hands. We need to work in order to earn that respect. Else, it is not easy.
Thank you very much, our sister Joyce, for that information about how the world has been treating you. They have been seeing you as a husband snatcher. I don't want to say anything. Let me hear from our sister here, because she's a church leader, she's a married woman, and maybe she has been seeing single lady also in such kind of a situation as husband snatchers or as people whom they should not associate with. How have you been handling the single ladies in the church? And outside there, what reports have you been receiving about the single ladies? Tell us, our sister.
Thank you very much. Yes, there's a notion that single ladies are husband snatchers. I would agree with that. I would also disagree with it. A single lady who is a single parent is a parent like any other parent, but the command and the attitude of a person is individually. It is an individual case. It depends on this single lady or single parent. Who is she? How does she carry herself? What attitude does she have? How hardworking is she? How does she speak? How does she command respect? Respect is an overall word, if I may say. It is about your attitude to other people. It is about how you communicate to other people. It is about your dressing code. It is about how you handle yourself before people. And I know there are so many single ladies out there who command respect, a lot of respect, even more than married ladies, because it is an individual work on that person. It is how that person has worked on herself to earn that respect. And so if I have a single lady who is already commanding respect, then the word husband snatcher will not come in, because her attitude is not to get to anybody's husband. Her attitude, her work is to raise her children in the most respectable place that she can be. And so I've come across that, as I've been asked to answer that question. I've come across that, and I will not refuse that they do that, because I have a case where it's true. A single lady goes after somebody's husband, and that usually is brought about because of maybe finances. Maybe she's low in her finances, and the way out is for her to look for somebody's husband, so that maybe she can have the finances of doing ABCD, house rent, school fees, and all that. But for a single lady who knows what respect is and is earning with her hard work, just like my friend has, my friend, a single lady here, said, she'll have no need to go after somebody's husband for that. And a single lady in her home who knows God and respects herself usually wants to bring her children with a lot of respect. And going after men will not be in her category, in her place, in her vocabulary. She'll try her best to work hard for her children to see that through her hard work, with standing there as the man and the woman of the family, she'll raise up her children very well. We've seen so many children coming out from single ladies being great men and women in this society. So what I will say is, we should not judge single ladies generally. We should not generalize them under one group of husband snatchers. We should give them an opportunity to prove themselves, from the angle of the respect they command from the society.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our sister, for that vital information, that we should not see single ladies as husband snatchers. And also it depends on how they present themselves. If they present themselves in a way that commands respect, they shall be respected. And if they present themselves in a way that does not command respect, that is whereby someone will feel that this lady is after my husband. This lady is after so and so. And I want to hear from our brother Julius here, because he was brought up in a single parenting family. When he was growing up, maybe there were many challenges that he was facing with the other kids outside there. The world, how have been the world been seeing you, my brother, in that category of a child who was brought up in a single parenting background?
Yeah, Alan, thank you for that question. I believe being brought up by a single mother, first to begin with, we are three boys in our family and 3 girls. All we've been raised by our single mother. She's late. Let me say the journey of the world perceiving you as somebody who is quite not the same with the rest begins right from the time a child is very small. You remember when we used to play our own childhood games. We used to play Cha Baba na Cha Mama. So just from the word go, you come and realize, even as small children are playing, they know there is a father and there is a mother. And now here you are, as a small boy, as a small girl, you are hearing your friends are playing, that game, yet you ask yourself, you're talking of a father and a mother, and here I am back at our place, it's only the mother. So that gives that child a journey of trying to discover who you are or who she is, by virtue of asking yourself, why is it that we are different from these other families? So right from the word go, that becomes an issue. And as you go on with school, let me just cite a good example. When we reach class 8, we are supposed to register for KCPE so that we can be registered. And I remember our headmaster telling us, now you need to go back home and you just ask your parents to give you your surnames so that you can be registered for the KCPE, because it is a requirement that you must have a surname. Now, when we came back and gave our reports, some of our classmates and colleagues could give their names, and the surname could be a man figure's name. But now for us who are brought up by single parents, you find yourself a bit awkward when you asked what's your name and you say I'm Alan Ojio Odhiambo, and here I am, I'm saying Julius Maina Wanjiro. So you see, from the word go, you start asking yourself, what's so different between him and me? Then you just engage yourself on a road on your own and asking yourself, what is not happening? So just from the word go, from the onset, single children who have been brought up by single parents, they usually have a difficult time because they have to evaluate themselves. At times they are asking themselves questions. Some questions they are not bold enough even to ask their parents, because they might see as if it might be a bit of disrespect. Not like me asking my mom, where is my father? So that child is just there trying to discover himself or herself, nobody to ask questions, but just to let life move on. So it has not been that easy, but we thank God. God has enabled us to be where we are.
And let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Is there an incident whereby the other kids, maybe one day,
Yes.
they abused you and they told you to go and ask your mother where your father is?
Yes.
Such kind of scenarios, did you come across them?
Okay, personally they did not come, but I can bear witness. There are questions which come. Because at times you're asking, you hear some of your colleagues now, it's as if you have two groups, the haves and the have-nots. So those who have, since they know what is there to have a father and a mother, and those that who don't have, you're living in two different worlds. So there is that element of the superior group looking at the other group as an inferior one, and at the end of the day, you feel some abusements here and there. That has been there.
And at times I've been seeing when it comes to school performance,
Yes.
it is very, very, very easy to find that a child was brought up in a single parenting background performs well than those who are brought up by both parents. So what happens in such kind of cases, especially you who are here?
Okay, if I could comment on that. That is why when I talked of a single mother or a single parent who commands respect, that respect will follow her children. Because once she's back at home with her children, I know for sure she sits down the children and she wants to fill the shoes of the husband and the wife. She puts all her energy directed to her children, advising them, controlling them, showing them the right path. And because these children, as my brother has said, sometimes feel inferior, they use the education system to become superior. They take that opportunity with all the energy they have. They take it as an escape chance of coming out of this inferior group, as he has put it, to elevate themselves to another level. Whereas in some cases of married people, you would find a couple, yes, they are married, but there's no system in the house. There's no coordination between these two parents. There's nothing they're doing to push this sibling to the right direction. That is why I said individually, it is the command of respect in a person. So you find this child from maybe from a married couple, but the parents, the wife and the husband, the mom and the dad, they are not coordinating together. There is a loophole here that this boy or a girl gets a chance and he's not doing the right thing. But in the single home, the single mother is one voice. And if it's the right voice, because in some setups, it becomes the wrong voice. And so these children, not all of them excel.
Yes.
Some of them find themselves going down. But if you find a commanding lady who knows God, who has earned her respect in the society, and who is targeting to have children elevated to another level, one voice, commanding, not in a bad way, driving force behind these children, they are driven to the right direction. They do very well in the society.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'll just to add something on
Yes,
that.
yes.
Okay, for the children who are brought up in single parent kind of families, by virtue of feeling inferior and not being in a comfort zone, if you compare them with those with both parents, the children with both parents are so much okay. They feel they have what it takes. They don't lack, mostly they lack nothing. If it is food, it's available, school fees is available. So they live in an environment where struggle is not a vocabulary. But for those children who are being brought up by a single parent, these children, as the parent struggles, they are able to resonate and see, oh yes, we are going to school, at times you do not have lunch, at times you go without shoes because you are many. The reason being, it's only our mom. But those other families, they have two people who are supporting them. So the children in the single parent families, they wanajituma. Let me use that Swahili word. Wanajituma because they know, yes, we are being disadvantaged and we need to move out of this zone because it's not a zone that a child would wish that he will have in future. I remember myself when I was growing up, by virtue of being brought by our single mom, 3 boys and 3 girls, I happened to by virtue of that, let me say, in Thika Stock Show, we say there is positivity, every negativity. I got an opportunity to go to Starry Boys.
Yes.
That's why I learned from the time I was small.
Yes.
And I thank God for that. Why it's not that I was being brought up by a single mom, I wouldn't have qualified to go there. So to me, that is a plus.
Yes.
And then, as we were in school studying, we used to see, yes, we need to make it because in future I wouldn't wish the same path that I've gone through, now my children will go under the same path. So you see, these children, they set standards for themselves which are higher compared to their colleagues. And that's why at the end of the day, you find mostly those who are lucky by God's grace, they make it. And as they make it, they even make their parents proud. Even they are there out to assist their fellow brothers and sisters. I remember myself when I cleared high school, I had to educate 2 of my sisters because I looked at my mom and I said, no, she has struggled enough. Now here I am, I've managed it, I'm working. Then let me give back to my mom by virtue of educating my 2 smaller sisters. So at the end of the day, by virtue of being in that state, it doesn't mean that that is the end of the world. Maybe that could be the best platform that can make you have a better and a brighter future.
So you want to say that being brought up in a single family does not mean that that's the end of everything.
Yes.
There is hope, and you can make your future be brighter than the way it is maybe at that moment. And with the single ladies, as you have said that the way you bring up yourself, the way you conduct yourself is what will make people to respect you. So even if you are a single lady somewhere, you need to conduct yourself in a manner that it commands that respect. So let me hear from my sister share something.
I have something to say. That does not mean that only the children of the single parents should excel.
Yes.
Us as parents, me and my husband, for example, the Bible says when 2 are joined, they become one. That is what even the parents who are now both two of them, father and mother, should do. You should come together and be one, and make sure there's no loophole where that child gets a chance to go this side and this side. Meaning that even that child who has both parents with the right driving force behind him should excel. All children should be given the same platform. In spite and despite all these things that come up in school and all that, children should be given same opportunities. I want to use an example of a school where I had a son of mine, will not mention the name of the school, that the headmaster used to demand for the male parent. Anytime parents are needed, the teacher would ask for the male parent. And you know, from the word it's been announced to my brother who is a child of a single mother. Now that question goes behind in his brain, and he starts asking why. Even us as a society, as a community, some things are coming from our traditions. That is why we have these problems with single parents. We should try and understand all situations. You cannot demand for one parent, and yet this child, the mother is the father and the mother. So from that one word, bring your father, it demoralizes this child. Where am I now going to get a father? No wonder they go to streets, they buy dads and they take to school. And these dads go and whatever they are told, and you see that loophole, the child gets it and our children get spoiled.
So thank you very much. And I just want to ask our sister here, because she is a teacher by profession, and she has children. And I know these are issues that maybe the children have come across during their school time. And just to ask you a question, is there a day whereby your boys or your girl has ever brought to you an information that he or she has been abused by someone because they do not have a father?
My own children?
Yeah.
Okay. In the generation that we are in, I think things have changed. Not like before.
Yes.
Where we used to look for fathers, the surname and everything. In the generation that we are in,
yes,
I think these children are very proud to be whom they are.
Yes.
I remember my daughter, when she was in Form 1, Form 2, she would come and tell me, Mom, and they said that they have fathers and mothers. But they're sent home for school fees. I've never been sent home for school fees. So you see this girl, okay, but
she's proud.
She's proud.
Yes.
She says, I'm a single mother's daughter, but I get everything that I want.
Yes.
I would make sure I would work extraordinarily hard to make sure she gets the best. Her shopping, she used to tell me, my shopping is different from others. I would buy, if expired, I would buy the herb ones, sabuni, different from others. She used to tell me actually. So she looks at her mother and sees this woman is a woman of virtue. This is a great woman. My son, when he went to school, I thank God, I've never witnessed, but it happens to some. If you disrespect yourself, your children will be disrespected. Yes, but if you respect yourself, if you hold yourself with dignity, everyone will respect you. Because when my son was schooling, I won't mention the school's name.
Yes.
I was even chosen as one of the representatives. Being a single mother, they knew I was a single mother. Yes.
In a school?
In a school. They knew my son was
so you are representing
a class.
A class.
Yes.
Not parents who not single parents in the school. No, just a class.
A class. Okay. I was a Form 3 representative. Okay. Such that I was representing those people who have those boys who have fathers. And those who do not have.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so if you hold yourself with dignity, if you respect yourself, if you show your children the right way, then it won't be hard. But at some point, when things are hard, That's when you hear of single mothers are doing this, single mothers are doing that. But imagine you can live even in a plot with the people you meet daily, but they do not know whether you're a single mother. They rarely see you because you are ever going out to look for money, to care for your children, and you hear someone asking you when you interact. You can't tell us that you're a single mama. You've never seen a man going into your house. You tell the neighbor, yes, I am a single mother. But how do you hold yourself with dignity? It's because I want my children to grow, knowing that I am there for them. I am strong. Yes. I can make it. What a father can do, I can do better. that is what makes us strong.
Yes. Thank you very much. I want to pose a question to our sister here, because she's a church leader. And I believe in the church, we don't only have single ladies, we also have single men. Yes. As we have seen that maybe there is a perspective that single ladies are husband snatchers and all that. What about the men? Are they also wife snatchers in the people's perspective, or what do you say? Has there been an information whereby someone has come to you that another man has taken my wife and all that?
Yes, there are single men in our society, in our church.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever we stay in our estate, there are single men.
Yes.
By virtue that maybe the wife passed on, maybe he got a child with a lady and the lady is married somewhere and he is now taking care of this child. He's a single parent. Maybe he's a divorcee and the wife decided stay with the children, or maybe they divided the children custody. You have two, I have two. So there are single men in the society. And yes, they're also perceived like that by married men, because he's a single man, and maybe a married man is not comfortable enough seeing the wife with that married man, that single man. But this notion is not too much, because ladies, we always project things to a larger extent. We always talk about things more louder than men. And so maybe if I see my husband with a single lady like my sister here, I would speak about it much, much louder and attract more attention. It's kind of a nature in ladies. But if my husband sees me with a single man, maybe he would swallow it.
And especially with the ladies,
and all that. But men, they are more composed, yes, or more investigative. I may use that word. Maybe he'll follow up more before he blows out. But with us ladies, we blow out at some small opportunities, not knowing whether we are right or wrong. Yes. So yes, there are single men, and yes, married men feel threatened by the single men. But when I started, I said this, and my sister is proof of that. If you command yourself in a very respectable way, with the right attitude in the society, even that single man can raise up his children, not only boy child, even girl child, to become a great lady in the society. Yes. He can step in and raise his children very well, being a single man.
Yes, thank you very much. And as we are on that, I just want to ask my sister here, is there a time whereby these kids, they had that feeling that we need a father in our lives?
Yes. Mm-hmm. They even tell you.
Yeah. So what do you do about that?
Okay. They tell you, Mom, it's high time now you get married. You've grown big, and we are almost leaving you. Will you be left alone? You'll be lonely. But you must make them understand. Why I don't get married is not that I don't get a man to marry me. It is because I want you to grow up. I don't want anyone to interfere with your lives. I don't want anyone to come and start mistreating you. And especially like my son, he tells me, Mom, now it's time. But before then, he was telling me, my sister is still very young. Avoid it, Mom, so that she can grow, knowing that you are the father, so that no one will come and interfere with her life. But yes, we need men in our lives. It's true.
So a time comes when those kids feel that we need dad
Yeah.
in the house.
But now the problem is,
Uh-huh.
you bear me witness.
Yes.
These children who are brought up by single mothers,
Mhm.
they have a negative attitude towards other men.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't like that closeness.
It's very true.
Yeah, they don't like it because they see like, after all, my mother can do it better.
Why is it because of what happened before, or is just a perception that they have?
What they think, like now, if I have a friend, my son will think this man is coming to compete with me. The love my mother was giving me now is going to be diverted.
Okay.
So they are very negative about it. You tell you to get married, yes. But yes, inside, as I compare this man, mom is competing with my life.
That is true.
So Chialen, what do you have to say?
I also want to bring up something that maybe they have not mentioned, but came to my attention. A child knows biologically, they are now being educated in school, that an offspring comes out as a result of male and female.
Yes.
And now they're only seeing the female in the picture, taking responsibility for the act that was there.
Yes.
And they wonder, where is the male? And so that respect, this man was not responsible. So where is he?
Where is he?
So that notion comes out sometimes because of, where is my dad? Why can't he be responsible? Because mom is carrying all the burden. Mom is like, when she was sick, she's sick, but she has to bring food and she has to bring school fees. Where is the man responsible for my life on earth? Why can't he come in and take care of my mom and us?
Yes.
As they grow up, they realize my mom is able. So what is the need of the man now? So they tend to it makes them not value the man, like the male life in their life, the male figure in their life, because what role did he do? Nothing. He was not there.
So, but in matters now of advice, when a son needs an advice from a man, what do they do?
Okay. From the church perspective now,
Yes.
there are times that us as Christians in the church, we have some rites that we do, like baptism and confirmation. And during this baptism and confirmation, we don't ask a single lady like my friend to only bring a female to that ceremony. The church requires you to bring godparents, two, a male and a female, whether the child is a girl or a boy. So when you bring a couple, meaning you bring a couple,
yes,
a married couple, for that matter,
yes,
and they come as the godparents of this child.
yes,
And the church makes the godparents to have a pledge before God of taking care of these children,
yes,
spiritually, even to some extent physically, and knowing the well-being of this child. Now, if I'm a godparent to her daughter,
yes,
it is my responsibility to help her with the raising up of this girl.
okay,
My husband is also a godparent to this girl. He's also coming in as a male figure, not a father, biological, but a father for that matter. If it is a boy, especially when they reach teenage, and my friend here feels that this boy now has reached a time that he wants a male figure and maybe advice
yes,
from another man, that godfather is the best person now to come in.
okay,
But this will take a lot of coordination between these godparents and the parents, who is now a single lady.
yes,
And I would advise ladies outside there that, my friend, when you want us to come in, to take away some notion of, is she getting too much involved with my husband, even if I'm the godparent? come through me. It is advisable. It is usually a very good thing that if I want to, this is now not work related.
Yes.
This is on a social
On a social
platform.
platform.
It is a very good thing that when I want to speak to our chairman here, on a social platform, on anything, on any issue, if I go through his wife, it usually comes out very well.
Yes.
And with a lot of force behind it.
Yes.
Because there's no objecting. Come through me if I'm the godparent of your son. Talk to me because I'm the godmother. Tell me that, boy, there's something is not right somewhere, because we know our teens. Can you please bring the godfather in so that the godfather can now speak to this boy man to man? That will be a very good relationship between these three people. There's a single mother and there are two married godparents. But the coordination brings a very good relationship and a very good force behind this child. This child will get it.
So let me hear from our brother here. Where have you been getting the words of advice as a man who was brought up in a single parenting family, and especially with the mother alone? Maybe the matters of men.
Yeah.
When you want to know more about, where have you been getting all the information?
Okay, basically before I answer that question, I would also just wish to add to what Madam Teriko has just put across. There's the issue of the godparents, and also there is also another avenue whereby if you're a single parent, for this matter maybe a single mother, even it is very much biblical that the uncles are forced to reckon with. You remember the time of Jacob and Esau and his brother?
Yes.
When things were bad, the mother requested Jacob to go to his uncle's place. That's Laban's place. He was fleeing away from his brother Esau because he was angry and he thought he would kill him. Yes. And the father was old and was just about to die. But the mother talks to the father and they agree. Let this child run away to his uncle Laban.
Yeah.
So we see Jacob going to his uncle's place as a place of refuge. And when he goes there, he works there, he gets wives and he gets children and even he gets a lot of property. And he feels now it is I'm quite set to come back home and meet my brother.
Yes.
Behind Jacob's mind, he had accumulated a lot of wealth, and he knew, because I tricked my brother, I have enough that I can give him as a share so that I can appease him so that things can be okay. So, for those who are single, uncles are a very, very good option.
Yes.
That one can run into. And by virtue of an uncle, it's from the lady's side. You get that? Like now, our sister, I believe you have brothers and sisters that you are raised and brought up with. So your son will be calling them uncle. So if they come in the picture.
Let's cut you short on that.
Yes.
When you talk about uncles,
Yes.
like I'm living in Nairobi,
Yes.
my brothers are living at home.
Yes.
They are married.
Yes.
So these days, it's very hard for my son to reach the uncle
Yes.
because there is a bridge
Yes,
there.
Bridge, yeah, it's
The
true.
wife is there.
Yes.
He does not want to see these single mothers
Children
coming.
coming.
They think that they're taking what they're trying.
Look for school fees.
And that is the truth. So these brothers of ours, not only my brother, this is what is happening to us. That this wife, these in-laws do not want to see our children associating themselves with their husband. Yeah, because like my son might talk my brother and might get a better inheritance or something like that. Okay. Now here, it seems like you're talking about Christianity. See, co-parenthood is not only in Christian mothers. It is wide. And we have ladies outside there who do not go to church, whose children do not go to church, and they're there.
Yes.
No one is there to tell them, I don't have time for my children after all. I'm busy looking for money. This boy is left at home with peers and I'll be like, you know what? You see my phone? If you want to know where I got my phone, kuja nikuonyeshe job. So okay, when you talk of godparents, yes, my son has a godparent. But what about that other boy who doesn't go to church?
Yes.
Where is this godparent?
Who does not have a godparent?
Who does not have a godparent?
And the uncle's wife is very harsh.
Is very harsh. Who will be the advisor to this boy?
Yes,
The peers.
so you tell us.
The peers.
Yes.
Yeah. They follow the peers ways. And that's how you know now, even in the social media. Single parents, children are very mannerless, they are the ones who are stealing, but it's only because they do not have this upbringing. They were not brought up in church. Okay, they have no one to talk to. But it is not true. Some also behave. There are some who behave themselves.
Yes.
And he looks at his mother and says, no, if my mother is traveling this way, I must make ends meet.
Yes.
I must make sure I help my mom. Some even steal to help their mothers. Sure, that is what happens. But to those of us who have godparents, and you know what? Our children are very perfect. They look at the godparents, they look at their children, and they see the way their children are behaving. Like, mom, how can I go for advice from Mr. So and so? And the son is behaving this way. We are at a crossroad. We don't know how to help our children.
Yeah.
Okay, but basically, Alan, you had asked me how I was able to make it.
Yes.
I would wish, just as our sister is saying, at times we might target one solution, but it might not be a solution for everyone. It could just be a partial solution for some lucky few.
Yes.
Basically, myself, I remember I wanted so much to associate myself with my grandfather. Bearing in mind, I don't have a father. So I interacted so much with my grandfather. And I remember when I was registering my KCPE, I told Mom, I am not going to register with your name. You get that? Because of that notion which I told you.
Yes.
That I cannot imagine myself being called Julius Minor Ojiro. Yet my other peers, they have their surnames. You get that? So I just talked to my mom. I told Mom, on this I think we need to differ. And my mom asked me why. I just told Mom, do you know what? Do you know in future, when I become a great man and my name will be read, the reading of my name will have some impact on my life. And she asked me, what are you saying? I told Mom, that is the way things are. There is no way I'll become a minister and somebody is saying Julius Maina Wanjiro is a minister for planning. Okay, bearing in mind, it's okay, I still need to be associated with my mom.
Yes.
But immediately that name passes on the headline and it brings some issues to other people. You get that? Yes. So I just told my mom, no, I just need to go and talk to my grandfather. I need to use his name. So I had to go all the way home and I talked to my grandfather, and my grandfather told me, okay, my son, I bless you, you can use it. And we agreed with my mom. So since then, I've never been called Julius Maina Wanjiro, but I call myself Julius Maina Uka. So the moment that name is mentioned,
Yes.
you understand this is somebody who has been brought up by a man. So I'm equal with the others. You get that? Yes. So in that process, I've been engaging with my grandfather all along, although he's late. Yes. But to my luck, let me say to my luck, I'm one of the luckiest grandsons because as my grandfather was passing away, she gave me a piece of land. You get that?
So you're lucky.
I'm lucky. But you see, by being lucky, is by just going outside the box and saying, this is the person I want to associate with.
Thank you very much.
Anytime I had issues, I had to consult my grandfather. To tell Mom, we need to consult grandfather because to me, he's my father.
Okay.
I cannot dispute that. Okay. So for me, it has made me to go all along. Okay. I remember myself doing a wedding here, and when I was told by Mom, now what are we going to go about? Now I walking you down the aisle. I told Mom, we don't need to be worried. I'm talking to Grandpa. He will come, and that will be the end of the road. So it all depends with how you take things and from what angle you look at it.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to say something.
Yes.
Our sister here has brought forth something that I think we've not tackled. She has talked about in the church we have godparents, as I'd mentioned. What about single ladies who do not go to church,
Yes.
or who are too busy to do anything?
Yes.
Who advises their children, their peers?
Yes.
It is true. But I want to urge parents, not only single parents, parents, to have a support group.
Yes.
A support group is not necessarily a group formed that you dis. It's not necessarily a club. As a support system is a friend of yours or two, somebody close to you enough that you can lead back onto. We all need one another at one point or another. And sometimes when it reaches, even us married couples, it reaches a time you talk to a child and it's like, maybe it is not going through. Maybe there's no change. Maybe there's nothing we can do. You have a support system. A friend enough that can come in as a mother and talk to your
A
child.
friend whom you trust.
A friend you trust. A friend, more of a sister, who you can tell your child, or you can give your child to, and can speak to your child. These children sometimes need another person to talk to them.
Yes.
I had an experience with a person who called me last year, and she told me, it was in the middle of the night, she was crying. Her daughter was found with drugs, and this daughter of hers opted to not come home but to go to her friend's place. And I told her, I think that is a very good thing. She has been chased away from the university, and she's not run to the wrong person. She's run to your friend, meaning she cannot face you to tell you her problems. Maybe you are too harsh. Maybe she'll feel you've disappointed. She's disappointed you, but she's run to somebody you introduced to her, like an auntie, somebody that she knows if she runs to, she will be safe. And so I told her, when your friend took her in, I think it is a good thing. And the outcome was marvelous, because this lady, this child, the lady friend to the mother brought this teen to an understanding where she opened up and revealed how she started these drugs in class 8. And she's in university. How many years? The parents did not know. The parents, this is not a single mother. The parents did not know. But she's opened up to this lady and accepted how wrong she's been, and told them the source of the problem, how she's been doing bang, and when she started, now giving the platform, the parents a platform of where do we start. Because now we know the problem. What I'm saying is we should also have that system that we can fall back to.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
To add on to that,
Uh-huh.
the teachers are the best, especially in secondary school. I'm not a secondary school teacher, but I think the secondary school, we have counselors. These days they employ counselors and teachers. My son was saved by one teacher. I respect her teacher. When a teacher is open, he gives himself to them and tells them, if you need something, if you want someone to talk to, come to me.
Okay.
So the teachers play a very big role.
In
the lives of the teens.
Okay.
They should go to the teacher, talk to that teacher, especially if it's a boy, talk to this man teacher. My son was saved by one teacher, and his life changed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I just have a question that I want to ask you, Sister Joyce. And while you are bringing up these kids, there is a scenario whereby people tend to believe that there must be a man behind you. And you have said that you have been doing it alone. And maybe it's because you are working. Let me use those words. We have ladies who are single. They are not working, but they are single and they have kids. So how can they make it in life so that even their children can go to higher level of education?
Okay, we have different ways of thinking.
Yes.
Working doesn't mean because I'm a teacher, I should be working as a teacher. do anything, do something, do everything to earn a living with your own hands. Because yes, there are people who survive on the sponsors. But at the end of the tunnel, you become disappointed. This man cannot fully support you. These are not his biological children, unless.
So they need to forget about that issue of that she must have a sponsor
Yes.
in order to educate
Yes.
her kids.
Yes.
Because you have made it
This man will
very
wake
successfully.
Yes. This man will look up one day and decide, me and Joyce, we are done. Will I go to his wife?
So these ladies, they need to work extra hard. Even if it means going to wash clothes or
It doesn't matter what you
just petty jobs, at least to get something in order to feed the family and to pay the school fees for their kids.
I personally, now my last born is in Form 1.
Yes.
And I've been paying school fees for my children. I've been paying my rent. I've been providing food for my children. And sometimes my grandson, there was a time he said, hey, nimefika bila kukula nyama. I told him, you know what? Wacha kusmell huko kwa jirani. When I get money, I'll buy you meat that you'll eat until you are full and leave some for tomorrow. So sometimes it's challenging.
Thank you.
Okay, na baba fulani,
Kuna nyama.
kuna nyama. But now that is when you come out and say, when I go get 300 shillings, I'll buy a kg of meat. Prepare it well, they eat. A whole month will not ask for that.
So as we wind up this session, still I have another question. There has been an outcry in the society about we call them sugar mummies. I'm sorry to use such kind of names. It's believed that these are ladies who live alone. They are financially stable, and what they do, they take young people, they take young men to be in their houses, like their service boys and all that. So what do you say on that, especially you and our sister here?
Okay, on the same issue. I have a friend of mine who called me one day and told me, no, I need to have a sugar mommy. This lady is becoming way too hard. And I told him, yes, you need to have one. Like the way you see me, I have a sugar daddy. You need to have that one sugar mommy. And I asked him, are you stupid or something? How dare you? Can't you think of going for a girl you get married? Just because your wife left you, now you feel frustrated. It's all about what you take yourself. This sugar money, what is that she wants to give you? Because there must be something. She must be maybe sick, most of them, and she wants someone to go down with. So she chooses you. As foolish as you are, you fall in her trap. Why can't you just work? Why can't you just go enda kwa vibarua za mjengo? Fanya. If you get 500 every day, at the end of the day, you'll have a very smart child.
But if there is a lady who is willing to feed a man, a young man, giving money.
There is nothing that is for free. There is nothing that is for free.
They usually say, when the deal is too good, you think twice. So when the deal is too good, you think twice. Remember, this person has got all that it takes.
Yeah.
She has money, she has cars, she has everything. So what she's looking for is what she's lacking. And she's lacking this young man.
Yes.
Just for sexual satisfaction. At the end of the day, this is not somebody that it's not a sure bet that you can say for life I can make it through this system. It is a system that will come there just for a short while, and then all of a sudden it is gone. The lady still goes on. The young man, at the end of the day, you're supposed to marry. All the ladies people have married, then at the end of the day you are left there stranded, asking yourself, what mess did I put myself into? So it's my prayer. So if you work hard and
so the young men who are engaging themselves in that, they should stop it.
yes.
Yeah,
And again, before you go to, and again,
Yes.
when I am a sugar mommy and I've taken this
The young boy. Yes.
what makes you think that you are the only young boy that I have in my life?
You could be the 10th or the 15th.
Yes.
Thank you very much. These are things that are in our society that we should not look away from because they are there and they are happening. A woman feels like she's followed her career or her business and she's excelled. She's educated her children and they are now grown and she's not left alone at home. She has money. She has no expenses now for school fees and food and that. And now she feels it's time kujirudishia mwili asante. That is what they say out there. Kuambia mwili asante. And so she looks for these young men and young boys and give them the finances. But I want to come back to this lady that I was speaking about from the beginning. A single lady who respects herself to the extent that she is a man and a woman of this house. And she's raising children, and she's raising these children to grow up and marry, not to grow up and become single as her. That is her prayer from her heart. Yes. That whatever I've undergone, my daughter, I bless you to get somebody. My son, I also bless you to get somebody. That is the lady I'm looking at. This lady, I don't think should go around and get somebody's boy because she has a boy. You have a son.
Yes.
And when you go out there to get somebody's son, what about yours? So whatever you do, it bounces back to you. The Bible says, whatever you sow, so shall you reap. It's not only money. It's not only in form of money. Even whatever you do in this society, what the path that you walk, it will come back to you. When you go back to this young man, and you are doing all this to this son, what about yours? What about this daughter that you've raised so well? You've raised so well with a lot of respect and with a lot of blessings to go and excel in life. What about her? Do you think blessings will follow her?
No.
So what work could do? What is the gain of your work? After struggling and raising up young, good men that the Lord is now blessing.
And because the way you behave,
yes,
that is how your son or your daughter
will
do the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Bible talks about God revisiting our sins to the 4th generation. You've been a very good mama. Raised your children very well. Now they're excelling. At the point of celebrating and blessing them, you bring a curse to them. What have you done? You are like somebody who went to the farm, you plow, you planted, the harvest is ripe to be eaten, then you go and you burn the shamba.
So we thank you very much. Now, the parting shot, Julius, do you have something? Just 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, then you.
Okay, mine would be just to say to everybody out there, they say if you're not disabled, you are a candidate for disability. Since you're well, anything can happen and you can be disabled. So if you're here and you're not single, you can also be a candidate to being a single person. So I wish, and it's my prayer, that we handle these people with a lot of care. We try and walk the path that they are walking. It's not an easy path. We support them because you never know. Tomorrow we will find service.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, as for me, single parenthood is not easy, but it is the best.
It's the best.
You have all the freedom. You bring up your boys well, and you make them best as smarts.
Thank you very much.
I'll talk generally to the society. Do not judge. Do not talk about somebody without knowing what is happening to that person, where they are coming from, and where they are going to. Do not judge. And even to the parents, all parents, the 2 parents, single parents, widows, I'm urging them to go for support systems. We have fellowships in churches where single ladies are called, widows are called, that they share. Single parents, they share and learn from one another. Widows, they share They grieve together and learn from one another. Those groups are very vital. From those groups, you will get a godmother and a godfather for your children. From those groups, you'll know where to lean back to.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As we said that in Thinkers Talk Show, we believe that there is a possibility in every negativity. As we have seen our sister here, who is a single lady, she has brought up her children in a godly way. So even if you are there, you are a single mother, you are a single man, just get to know that you can make it in life. So today, that's all that we have. And come in our next episode, we shall be talking about the roles of the children in the family, the role of the boy in the family, and the role of the girl in the family. And are they performing their duties as young boys and young girls in the family? So our viewers, thank you very much for keeping watch, and till we'll meet again, God bless you so much, and welcome again in our next episode. Thank you.